Reminds
Okay.
me of a vegan.
Vegans. They're here. I don't know why I'm making it a horror film. They're here.
Can we make that into a thing?
So I was
Attack
actually.
of the vegans. Right, and welcome back. So,
Oh,
I'm still Jason. That's still Ian. Say hi, Ian.
hello.
No, say hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Thanks.
I messed up.
At
Ah,
gunpoint.
stop
Say
it!
hi.
No, no.
Now get on the floor and give me 20.
I only got tens.
That'll do. Hello, and welcome to today's edition of. Should we call it a different name every time?
Yeah.
today's edition.
Wild 10 combo. Top 10 combo game.
Top 10
XXL.
XXL, but only 10.
And congratulations to Ryan, who won that Xbox. Congratulations for answering that question. What is in the moon at night? What is on the sky at night? I mean, I just gave the answer away.
Who's in the moon? Oh man, you've been up for too long. So yeah, welcome. We're talking about games because
Yeah.
games are cool, and that's pretty much all we know, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah, games are all
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah, I've learned recently how to cook a bit.
Well, what from
Yeah.
like Cooking Mama or something?
Yeah, that's right. And a bit of Harvest Moon,
Yeah.
and even a bit of Fallout 4, in fact.
Yeah, you got a little irradiation, but you think
Yeah,
you'll
no,
be
but
alright.
if you cook it, it gets out all the radiation, actually, all the rads.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Or alternatively, have you been eating raw meat again?
I have. I just been like
Ah.
stuffing it in my mouth.
Or alternatively, you can get a perk. I think it's like the third perk of it, third level of the perk, which just makes you immune to all rads from all water and food.
Alright. Is
Which
Fallout
is-
on your list? It's not on my list. I forgot about Fallout.
It's not written down, but it can
Yeah.
be.
It's a honourable mention because it's like what we're playing at the moment.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. That and Halo, but then we
Yeah.
have to mention these things. But going back a bit now, take a ride with me back in time, if you would, Ian. Take my hand.
Wait, what?
You can't take my hand. Wait, calm
Wait,
down.
I was gonna say, what's your time traveling device? Is it just your hand? Are we going back in time for like a dream? I need to know to get prepared. Do I bring my lunchbox?
Yeah, let's call it my hand, which makes it very, very awkward when I want to hold hands with Sadie. Because suddenly we're in the Victorian era where holding hands considered less than appropriate.
They're holding hands in public.
We've got a small
Yeah.
animated video coming up about time traveling Jason, actually, haven't we, Ian? Should be next edition.
Time traveling Jason.
Well, god darn it, look at this. We're in the Wild West, Jason. Yeah, no. Who are you?
How does he know your name? You brought someone
that's-
back to the Wild West. That's what it sounds like. Thanks for bringing me home, Jason. Now to shoot me some outlaws.
What? It's like, so basically what we've done here is we've essentially copied the plot of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure
Yeah.
and just made it about me and my magical hands.
Magical hand.
Also
High
giving
five.
massages. I find a lot of controllers, mice, going disappearing because I'll be touching them. Suddenly, boom! You know,
like-
caveman of a mouse.
It's like King Midas, but like.
Yeah, but worse.
Yeah. Where's my son? I don't even know. I don't even know.
I could be my own son.
You mean, when is your son? No, where is he? Where is he?
Oh, you smart ass. But yeah, no. So look out for that new series, guys. Coming soon. Animated Adventures. of a time traveling Jason hand. My right hand, not the left. That'd be weird. So, talking about things, Dungeons and Dragons, Ian.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons. We need to have a separate conversation at some point about Dungeons and Dragons, actually, because we're uber nerds, and D&D is what we do.
It's just a good blank canvas.
It is. It really is. You know, if you've got any kind of imagination, or even if you don't have any kind of imagination, even if you just have a mind, but even if you don't have a mind, actually, you know, even if you just have a blank bit there that used to be a head, but is now just like a. You can help me out here. I've lost.
You can enjoy
myself.
it. You can enjoy it.
In the subtext, but yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I started at a young age. Dad got me into it.
Got you
Sounds like a drug.
Got you hooked.
He was always doing it with his mates behind my back.
What?
Eventually, you know, like father, like son, I got addicted. This is my story.
But I think everyone's dabbled in D&D because when like we had like wet play in like primary school, and I got a piece of paper.
Wet play?
Yeah, wet play.
What?
When it was raining outside.
Oh right, sorry. This childlike innocence has been corrupted from me a long time ago.
And we
carry on. With your wet play.
I have a piece of paper and a pen, and like people were like, "What are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Let me take you on an adventure. Take my right hand."
My hand.
But then I just make a dice out of like paper, and then like a D6. Yeah, and then we do like a little bit of D&D, just like.
How old were you? Like 7?
God, it would have been like 8 or 7. Yeah.
Oh.
We'd just be doing this pretty young, and like I'd play it with my dad and stuff, and then eventually we get into like teenagers, and then like I actually got some girls to play it as well, which is weird. And then everyone sort of had a go. The rules were a bit different. They got a bit different, and then
so a bit wasted at a party one night. Oh, what are we gonna do, guys?
Yeah.
Play some Dungeons and Dragons.
And then they get into like a dark quest when they're drunk, and they're like, "I want out, man! I want out!
I can't handle this shit."
I got too many
characters addicted to magical pixie dust. Keep snorting it off the back of trolls.
They get too far.
I always go too far. No, I don't normally. I'm just doing this because it's been a while. It's been a while since we chatted, actually.
Yeah. I was listening to another podcast, and I was like, let's do this with Jason.
I can do this. I can talk.
You need to do some Skyping.
Yeah, it's good. But can we talk? That is the thing. Like, if we see the recording, we think we're talking right now, but if we go back and listen to it, will it just be us going blah, 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 like that? Completely illegible.
It's like the Peanuts and like Charlie Brown. People listening to it. Like, what the hell is this?
It's like these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Wah, brah.
My brain. I can't speak.
Sorry, I was force choking Ian down the web. Lol. Hashtag dark side. Hashtag Vader nipples.
Just to get, and then like a thumbnail with like a girl and like a bra, just to like get more viewers in.
That's right. That's how you do it. They go, "What's this? Gaming?" But no, the thumbnail says boobs.
Better watch it anyway.
Like, subscribe, share, tweet it.
Yeah.
Twitch it.
Twitch it?
Well,
something else.
You can't Twitch it, but
something else.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was actually speaking about Dungeons and Dragons games.
Yeah.
Here we go. So not only the role-playing game, tabletop game, but Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the GameCube or PlayStation, I believe it was out on. Possibly Xbox as well. Was a great game. After completing it a few times, and co-op as well, I think was the biggest thing in these games. Because it was just so immersive, and there were unlockable characters that were secret, and you know, it was I'm not going to say it was the greatest storyline. Just a classical adventure, hack and slash, go around, fuck shit up, save the day.
So I'd watch my brother play a lot of games because like he was usually better, and I just like watching the story because like, the older games are like really good story. But like Dark Alliance was one of the games that we'd actually play together because it was just so good. It was just good. I want to go through them again, but now with like the Champions of Noraf being like the last sort of ones,
That was a good game.
We sort of did that kind of recently. We did like an all-night sort of thing. We didn't get too far, but
yeah, so it's a pretty big game. Norath.
Yeah.
I went through it with Ryan, Lawrence, and Rob back in the day, back in sixth form. We went around his house and he put up his projector in his garage every day on a Wednesday. And we went through it. I think it took us about a month, a couple of weeks. I don't know, some time. Imagine a time. And put that on how long it took us to complete the game, because I can't remember how long it took us to complete the game, but it took us that long, and it was good. And I was a panther warrior, I remember that. You could be all black, and I was like, woo, I was dual wielding. Fun times. But Baldur's Gate. Oh, sorry, you go on.
I was gonna say I'd recommend the Dark Alliance ones. You get like the thief, the warrior, like the mage stuff, and then the Champions of North ones. You get more sort of customizing.
Champions of North basically just improved upon what they did of Dark Alliance. They did the same pretty much thing. It's a hack and slash RPG adventure, but with more co-op, up to 4-player co-op, which just made it excellent already, and a longer story and more customization. So, what could go wrong with that? Whereas in like Baldur's Gate, sure you can customize. There are only 3 characters to begin with, I believe. I think you had the male warrior, the elven mage, or the dwarven warrior dude.
Not to be confused with the Baldur's Gate on the PC.
No.
Shadows of Arm or whatever it's called, which we did a little bit of. Check out the video. Woo-hoo.
Check out video. Links in the description.
Or on the video, or on Jason's Facebook, or like
into Ian's back,
or like in the bathroom under someone's phone number.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Don't ring the number. Don't ring a number unless you're looking for a good time.
Should we do that? Should we start putting
what
links?
Look for a good time? Ian.
No. I said a good time, but put our links to our YouTube in like bathrooms. Looking for a good time? YouTube/YeOddLot.
That's really good. Yeah, just put likes, subscribe.
Yeah.
Tell your friends. Tell your friends about it. But the first one was good. The second one was better. The second one had more characters. Pretty much the same kind of story, same number of acts, more unlockable characters. But the first one, I remember what we used to do after we completed a few times Dark Alliances. We would belch. Excuse me. Immature, Ian. Immature. And we'd just use cheat codes to warp to the end levels, which is in an Onyx tower, and you fight this massive Onyx machine dude, golem, that's the one. And from it always drops an Onyx sword, which is debatably the best sword in the game. Now in Baldur's Gate 1, you can customize anything, or add gems and shit, or upgrade. You just found stuff that was somewhat better than your previous gear, and you had it, or that was it. So we warped ahead, killed this thing with knives. We used invulnerability, obviously. There was like 2 level 1s, just like going, Me and my brother
shanking a boss.
Took us a while, shanking this huge thing. Eventually fell. We got a sword. Walked back again, kill it again. So we each have an Onyx sword, and then turn all the cheats off and go through the game like that.
Just killing rats with these almighty swords.
Yeah, with these mighty fucking swords that would, in D&D terms, if you did the damage that you did with this sword in game, it would just obliterate. There wouldn't be anything left. Ian, I'm sorry for force choking you again. Okay.
Stop it.
I got excited.
Please no. I was gonna say another honourable mention. I think this Neverwinter Nights, because it's pretty similar. It's pretty.
Yeah, I that's one of the ones I never got very far with. My dad had it. I remember it distinctly because of the blue the blue case that was in the little dragony thing. But I don't know if it was just me. I didn't get it. I was too young. But I sucked, man. I couldn't get past it.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky if you try to multi-class and stuff and you don't know what's going on. But you do get lost a bit. But I played around with the tool set, learned a bit of code when I was younger, but I don't remember any of it now. Because you can make your own maps, and I got these companions and I made them after my friends, and then I'd make this guy you talk to turn into a werewolf. I could code that, but I wouldn't remember how to do it now.
Young Ian was a tech whiz.
Yeah.
Now look at him.
Now I don't know what to do if Skype stops.
Turn off and on again.
Yeah.
That's just fair enough, really. Who doesn't know what to do if Skype stops?
Yeah.
What was that you just said? You just said a thing. Game? What did you say? You blanked out.
Neverwinter Nights? Was that it?
That was it. Yeah, no, it wasn't that. Carry on. You just reminded me of notable mentions, and I was gonna Age of Empires. That was it.
Okay. Oh, did you want to talk about that one? Was that a notable mention?
Nope. Just mention.
Alright.
No. But yeah, it was. I remember the first Age of Empires because of how funny, because they were essentially cavemen there. I remember they wore stuff, and the arrow towers all looked really, really archaic, and just how gritty it felt when you got a Bronze Age, horseman coming in hacking at some caveman. It just felt more gruesome. Good times there. I remember you got slingers and that.
Swingers?
Slingers.
Got some swingers in there. Okay.
Yeah, stop it. You're being too sexual. Our viewers will be put off.
Too sexual. Dislike.
They didn't say sexual in the tags. Can we tag this one sexual?
Yeah. I reckon everyone on YouTube is tagged as sexual because that's how you get views now. These days. In my day, we just named the video and then people would watch the video. But nowadays, it's all about butts. Butts!
Sex appeal. I saw a butt the other day.
Oh? Is it yours?
Didn't want to. But Ian.
I'm just about this old man going, "Hey kid, feast your eyes on this." No, sir.
What do you think of this? Well, I think you need to get that checked out first off. That'll be £50, that medical advice, sir. I'm actually a doctor. Yeah, there you go. See?
What were you gonna say?
I'm not. I didn't know. I was gonna say that it couldn't lie.
Ah.
The big butt. It was big, and it could not lie.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, we pretty much summed up, so it was just a mention of Age of Empires.
Real-time strategy game.
RTSs in general. I remember a Star Wars one.
I think that was Empire War, maybe.
There was a couple of expansion packs, but one was primarily like the Clone Wars, and one was obviously the Empire and the Rebels. But it was made essentially exactly the same. I think it was made by the same people that did Age of Empires.
I think I've got that one somewhere.
Yeah, and that was just a really, really great game. If you like Age of Empires, and then who doesn't like Star Wars? Some people don't like Star Wars, but they should be shot. But with games in general, is that people are of varying levels of games. I fucking love games. If I could, I'd make my living off of just gaming.
Yeah,
that'd be it. Guess what I have to do? I can sit there literally all day. Obviously, toilet and food breaks sometimes. I have a bucket for both. But sometimes, I just sit there and just game all day. I do nothing else.
I can't do it. I can't do that anymore.
No?
Can't unless it's a multiplayer game. I can't game for a long time.
Oh, how come? What do you get
I don't know. I haven't found a game that I can do that with for a while. I could probably do it with like Pokemon or something. If they had new Pokemon, I could probably like just sit in the bathroom and just forget what time it was. Yeah,
Still stuck on Yu-Gi-Oh. You know how we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh all the time?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a Yu-Gi-Oh game on the 360, little arcade game, and a Yu-Gi-Oh game on the DS. Since I've moved, I've obviously not dueled anyone, and so
No.
every now and then I'll find myself wanting to duel, and so I'll either load up that and play that on that. I'll be sitting there playing with these virtual cards, and
Oh, what you
and I think, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life?
no,
And then I remember that what you got to do is you got to sacrifice two to get what was it? It's a 7-star or higher monster, and then you've pretty much won the game as long as you don't have
trap hole, and they're like,
trap,
oh,
trap hole,
oh, great.
deep dark trap hole.
What I'm imagining is you should get dressed in a big black cloak. So where do you live? Winchester. Is there much crime in Winchester first? Would you
Not
say?
so much.
Okay.
I think the most crime happens really is what the police do to the tramps.
Oh God, that's dark.
Yeah.
We'll cut that bit out. What I'm imagining is you in this big black cloak, and like you stop like this kid, and you pull out your dual disc, and you like it like comes all and extends out, and you like get your deck out, and you know, and you just like challenge this kid to a shadow duel, and he's like, and like he pulls out his deck, and then like he whips out his dual disc, and he like whizzes out, and he's like, "You're not getting my soul," and you're like, "We'll see," and then you have this magic duel, and you like beat him and like take his soul, send his soul to the shadow realm, and like that's like your Friday night, and then you go home. And you like tell Sadie about all the souls you've taken today.
Oh, and also going back to Gears of War. Gears of War 4 comes out next year, I believe.
Oh.
And everyone's got Xbox Ones now, and so that's going to be great fun.
But are they going to judgment it? That's what we're all thinking. We're all thinking.
Oh.
Is it going to be their judgment? How good is their judgment?
I don't think so. I don't think it will.
It reminded me of like those arcade games. Talking about judgment again, or like this reminded me of the arcade games you'd play. So
No, it wasn't more.
we could talk about that. The old arcade games. So I'm slightly older than you by like a year, a whole year. But when I went in the arcades, they still had all those like shoot 'em a bobs and dance majigs.
They still do.
And like Jurassic Parks.
They still do, and like
penny
bowling
machines.
alleys and shit.
Yeah, they pretty much haven't changed. And racing my cars.
That's right. Now it's like actually Mario Kart, which is amazing.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pay money in an arcade now.
No,
Unless it was like for that hockey game.
Yeah, that's good. Bit of air hockey, you know, you can't go wrong with that, really. Apart from when you hit it too hard and it flies out and hits a small kid in the face and he's crying and his mum wants to like go after you and so you run out. You run out of the bolt.
You hurt my boy.
Come here, you young whippersnapper.
Meow, 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 meow. Oh no, she called me! Ah! It's not supposed to end like this. Yeah. Not like the show. There was one game I was gonna mention.
Yeah.
Because it's an emotional one for me.
Yeah.
Probably the one that had the sort of the biggest impact because they're so long. The Final Fantasy games. So this is one of the games that I watched my brother play, and I didn't know I hadn't actually played them myself because Ryan was talking about Final Fantasy VII and he'd been playing it, and I was like, I don't actually know if I've played it. I remember all the story, but I thought I'd been playing it. I just now that I remember it, the control was not in my hand. But I can't play 7 because when 7 came out, everyone knows it's not a spoiler. But if you're going to play 7, tune out now for a second. So everyone knows that someone dies in it.
I haven't played 7.
But basically,
I've only played 10 and I completed half of it.
yeah. But
I haven't
basically,
played any other Final Fantasy game. Go on.
it's like my first experience with like death. So like, I got attached to this, and then I just feel sad whenever I like played it or heard the music from it. So 8 is actually my favorite, and then it's 9, and then it's probably 10, and then it's just like the mini games in it that make the game as well. We're talking about like how Blitzball in 10, and like a card game in 8, and I think I just really like card games. I used to play that later. Do you understand? You do. Thanks for that. They're just some good games. Good games. Hours and hours. Usually about 22 hours, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I missed Final Fantasy, to be honest with you. I really don't know how, but I just did. And I love RPGs. Now, the thing is, I was into a game called Grandia. Now, that's my really first and only, I suppose, sort of JRPG. And that was on the PlayStation 1. And so whenever I was going up Final Fantasy, I was just Grandiering, which I think you know of, or you watched your brother again play. I remember us talking about that before.
Yeah.
So many people have never heard of that game, and it's just like, well, that was my childhood, and now we're being hipster again.
Have you played the second one? Because I think I saw a second one.
Yeah, I played the second one as well. That was on the PS2. I watched my brother. That's weird, isn't it? I watched Connell play more of that than I played of it myself. But
some games are like too frustrating when you're young, and like you can't enjoy it, and like watching someone else is just so much easier.
Yeah, definitely. There's
a lot of sibling memories of games. I think if you've got a sibling, you've probably played like a video game or like argued over a video game with them, and like
I remember some.